Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to use 3D models in GameMaker. This is again going off the basic 3D setup tutorial that I made a while ago. This is the second time I've extended off that now. Okay, so a model, should probably explain what that is. So in the last tutorials you would have seen when I created these blocks here that all the drawings just done right here, so it's just D3D draw a block. So that's just straight up drawing a block, and each time, so each step it's completely redrawing that block. Now models allow us to draw all of, if not most of, I think, the basic primitives. So you've got your blocks, your circles, cones, cylinders, all that. It allows us to draw all of those faster, because what it does is it stores the model somehow. I don't exactly know how it stores the models, but basically it just saves the model. So instead of having to recreate and redraw it each time, you just draw it. Okay, so this will probably be a pretty quick tutorial, and yeah. Okay, so everything's the same from the last part, which I'll link to in the description, except for this new object here, object model. So open that up, and this is where we create our model. Okay, so in the create event is where most of it happens. Okay, as you can see here, text equals background get texture text block. So that's just getting the texture from our block texture, which was created in the previous tutorials. So it just gets the texture and saves it to the variable text. Then below that you have model equals d3d model create. Okay, so what that does is it creates a new model and saves its index or ID, whatever you want to call it, into the variable model. Then below that you have d3d model block, the variable model for our index, minus 16 for x1, minus 16 for y1, 32 for z1, plus 16 for x2, plus 16 for y2, and 0 for z. You then have for h repeat and v repeat is just set to 1. Now what that is how many times texture will be repeated across the model. So if you set it to say 2, the texture would be repeated twice vertically and horizontal across each face of the model. But yeah, so pretty much all that does is it creates a 32 by 32 square. Because 16 plus 16, so you've got your negative 16, which stretches across to plus 16, totals to 32. And that's just a square, so D3D model block is just a square, and it uses the model that we created and saved to the variable model to kind of save it. Hopefully you understand what I mean there. Okay, so that's creating the model, that's done, and then in the draw event, it's just d3d model draw model x, y, 0, and text. So model is the model that we created. X is the x coordinate that we're drawing it at. Y is the y coordinate that we're drawing it at, and 0 is the z coordinate that we're drawing it at. And then text is just our texture. Okay, something I should probably explain up here is in the create event, when we do the d3d model block, instead of doing like x minus 16 and y minus 16, I just wrote straight up minus 16. Writing x minus 16 and y minus 16 can mess around a bit with where it's drawn in the room. You might find that it is drawn a bit in front or behind of the object. So in the end, because we've drawn it at x and y, it adds up being x minus 16 and y minus 16. So yeah, just do it that way to avoid any issues. Yeah, once the create event's done and the draw event's done, you can just tick that off. I've named my object obj model. Name it whatever you want, doesn't affect anything. Hit OK and just put it in your room somewhere. So just so that I know which one it is, because I'm using the same texture as all the other blocks, I'm just going to put it in the top right of the room where there isn't any blocks already, and save if you want to, and hit run. Okay, so now if I move over to the right a bit, there it is. It's our model right there. So it looks the same as anything else, except it's drawn a bit faster. Now, when it comes to larger games, you're better off, instead of having a local variable for each object called model saving your model, you're better off having a global variable like global.block or something like that to save your model into. That way you can create your model in one object and draw it in another, and in the end that saves memory. But yeah, that's how to create and draw models. As I said, it wasn't going to be a very long tutorial, but for anyone that didn't know how to do that, hopefully that cleared things up. It's the same general process for loading a model from an external file. So instead of using the D3D model block though, you use D3D model load. I can't remember the extension that it has to be, but that'll be in the help file, so if you look there you can find out what model extension it has to be. But yeah, basically you write in your index, which is model, and then you write in your file name and a path if you need one. So if it was in my documents, you might do something like C/users/ whatever your name is /my documents, and then also the file name on the end of that. But yeah, that's how it's done. Any questions, just comment in the box below, or send me a message via the Facebook page, which I'll also link to in the description. Like that too, that'd be cool. If this video helped you out, like the video, and if you want more, subscribe. Alright, hope I helped you out, and see you next time.